I was just having another discussion about time and how we influence time through the observing of the feasts and the Torah, and how the meditation, they found a group of people meditating could clean up the toxic air out of a city, air pollution. And that reminded me of something I had learned years ago. I was given to understand that feelings are gauges, yes. But there's more to feelings than meets most people's eyes. Sometimes the event triggers a feeling, and that's our gauge on how to discern this event. Sometimes a feeling causes us to seek blame for that feeling, and it can happen so quickly if we have frustrated communication with somebody who we're close to. We have a feeling of frustration. Every time we have frustration, we pinpoint that person. You are the source of my frustration. And what did they do today that would normally frustrate you? When in fact, feelings, personalities, emotions are like on a turntable. They come back. Memories that are in our subconscious that need processing, integrating, understanding. The way we perceived them when we were young is not serving us now, because what goes on in the subconscious is on repeat. It's on replay. There are patterns of responses, and something like fear, anger, disappointment, all of that is associated with memories that if we don't release the fear, if we aren't relieved of the fear, that memory keeps coming back. Like some people, they just repeat the same stories over and over and over and over again. That's their personality pattern. And abusers have cycles. It starts off, honeymoon phase, and then they start getting irritated, and then they start striking out, and then the cycles just get shorter and shorter and shorter the more comfortable they are expressing them. And if they don't get a different response to stop that, to make them think and self-reflect, then they just perpetuate till that relationship can't take it anymore and move on to the next one, starting off slow, a longer cycle, and getting smaller. So we all have these cycles within us. Men do get PMS. Which women can be abusers and go through that cycle as well. They just happen to have a physical manifestation to signal and make somebody else aware that they're at this place in their cycle. Energy is coming up. Any blockages are going to cause discomfort. That thing. So just like I explained about the woman and understanding the rising of energy, the earth raises her vibration, the energy in us. Time moves on. More understanding is supposed to be coming from the heavens so that we can continue to grow into the fullness of what we were meant to be. So energy comes in. Any memory that we haven't processed or resolved comes back around. And unless we change our perception of it, how we deal with it, and how we feel about it, nothing changes. We stay in the same small cycle. But if we change it, we widen and lengthen that cycle. And every time it comes around, it will trigger a feeling, which will trigger a memory and bring us back there. But most people hate their old memories of trauma. They don't want it. They suppress them. So it happens in the subconscious. Fear comes up. Yeah, I'm scared of this. This is something to be afraid of. Oh, I'm mad. This is something I would be mad at. That's it. That's what I'm mad at. So feelings will sometimes come first before the event occurs. And a lot of times events will occur to us to trigger that association, feeling to feeling, like, why did I draw this to me? Oh, I remember when I felt that way. I'm going to deal with that different. And so then it comes up again. You deal with it different from the outside. And then all of a sudden it never ever happens again. It is no longer an inevitable truth and a scientifically proven fact. Yeah, I'm going to get that stuff everywhere I can. So that is what we have to learn about feelings. We can change the way we feel about things by changing our perception, giving them a different kind of meaning, and affecting ourselves that way. And Yahuwah does teach us how to do that. He wants that for us. But Yahuwah El Shaddai is the one that put the limits on the understanding. Like, why should you be all powerful if you can't comprehend how to use that power and authority? Why should you be in control of the weather if you're just going to order all sunny days until there's no water left and you're thirsty and everything else is dried up and can't replenish itself because you wanted a beachside tan? You don't want a fish controlling the weather on the land. We'd all be flooded all the time. It's not a problem. I wanted to see the top of that mountain, so I made it rain enough so I could go to the top of the mountain. That's why fish don't control the weather. You get what I'm saying. Fish were never intended to control the weather. So our emotions control the weather, and that's part of the feast days, is designating a certain day and time for a certain evoking of emotions. Blessing, appreciation. This is water. This is going to encourage the rain and the seasons. That appreciation that we express. The self-reflection. Everything slows down. The sun slows down. It doesn't get as bright. The clouds are there to cover us. Okay, they got to slow down. They're going inwards. Those 10 days, we slow down. The cycle slows. Time slows. We get that time for things to grow, understanding to grow within us. And then we come out of it with rejoicing or judgment. And again, rejoicing brings the clear and sunny days. We are capable of moving that much energy, and things will speed up and start working fluently. And for those with judgment, they walk around with a cloud over their head and nothing seems to work out for them. So that is the importance of feelings and the connection to the feast days. The feast days are days of remembrance and observance. They are purposely there to evoke feelings, specific energies and stuff like that, that our environment, the spirits of the air and stuff like that, carry these sentiments, carry these feelings, and they are programmed to respond in a certain way to the vibration, the key, the signal, the message that our feelings trigger in them at these times of years. It's all programmed to respond to us. So that ability has been taken out of our hands because we haven't been responsible, we haven't been observing the feast, yada yada. So there is another key of understanding feelings and feasts. And how to bring your feeling, your understanding of feelings, the way you work with your feelings, handle your feelings, understand your feelings, makes you more effective at observing the feasts and observances with the feelings, the sentiment, in the state of being and energy that you're supposed to send the correct programming to the clouds, to the wind, to the sun, to the moon, to keep them on a course that is steady and regular, and the cycles can be depended on. Consistency.